I just don't.
Hi,
Okay.
everyone.
Okay, we are. Okay. Hello. We're back.
We got her internet went off. You guys will see it on the number one when it comes through. This is going to be part two because we couldn't end it there. We didn't give a goodbye or anything,
There
and we
was no
had a few more.
closing, nothing. It was just so abrupt, and we were having a good time.
We're really having a good time.
We were having a good time. I don't know where we left off, really.
I
Um,
don't remember
we can
either.
we can pick up anywhere,
Yeah.
Um, I'll just mention this because I did get this interesting question from one of my people that talked about Trump negotiating tariffs in Vietnam. And of course, he extorted them and is taking a bunch of farmland. And
To
I didn't know about it
personally or from for the United States?
uh, for him to build a golf course.
Oh my God.
And it's, let me just they interviewed a female farmer that has to vacate her farm for a Trump family backed golf course.
Oh
Um,
my
and
God.
they're just offering these poor farmers like $3,200 and some rice provisions. This is their whole life. And it's so sad. I mean, these
Where did you read this at?
well, I got the question from one of my subscribers and then I looked it up and there's lots of information about it online. I just didn't know about
I
it.
didn't know about it either.
And the man who wrote me, his name is David. So hi, David. You introduced us to something we didn't know.
We had no clue.
And I did pull some runes, but I missed that last page. The first, I don't know. I got
It'll be given back.
okay,
Given back.
because I got the rune of growth in the reversed position as if it won't grow. Um,
Okay.
and it says aspects of character, that would be Trump character, interfere with growth of new life. Um, uh, it's so interesting because it says you may be required to cultivate the soil again. So that's very literal, the
And
soil.
you know what's so weird is that when the Supreme Court says, "Not, you can't do this tariffs," boy, is he in trouble.
I hope he's in big trouble. This has crashed the United States. He doesn't listen to anybody. And anybody who bankrupts that many casinos knows. I mean, I almost flunked math, okay? I'm very creative, but I'm not. And I even knew this is going to kill us. It's going
Yeah.
to kill all our commerce. I mean, it's just common sense. He doesn't even have that common. But I have heard it said that he's been obsessed with tariffs for many years.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. He talked about it for a long time.
And
He said
he
the
just,
United States was doing real good back in some day.
I think, when it was Watergate, it was follow the money, it became a very famous phrase. But with him, when you want to know the reasons for things, it's really what can I get out of this? There is
Yes.
simply no circumstance that he's not thinking about what can I get out of this? It's an amazing personality, Trump.
Oh, I do have some good news. A judge just said Trump, Harvard won their
Yes,
lawsuit, and they said you have to give those, how much money? Millions back?
I think it could be a billion or 2 billion. It's a lot.
Oh, okay. They said no, and your reasoning does not make sense. So that was good news.
That's really good news, and I hope it applies to other universities. It's
Because they
just
said you're interfering with free speech. So he's saying they shouldn't get the money because of this. And they're saying, no, that's free speech. You can't do that.
that's all he wants to do is interfere with free speech.
Yeah.
You don't agree with me? We're going to send you to Guatemala. We're going to put you in prison. You don't agree with me? I'm going to ruin
Yeah.
your career. It's I can't tell, and I'd love for your thoughts on this. What is like literally his personality and what's the dementia that's making him like just go nuts with all this vengeance?
Well, he's not smart. You know that. He's
No,
the
he's not
stupidest
smart.
man on the planet. And
It,
some guy just said when they thought he was dying, they said, "Oh, good. Now I got a place I can pee on."
oh yeah, people are saying all kinds of things. A friend of mine said, if he was on fire, I wouldn't even piss on him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people are saying all kinds of things. It's kind of a remarkable, well, I want to be careful what I say,
Yeah.
but
And we can't wish for him.
it's just that I'm imagining some relief because
Yeah.
we are all like abused children
I
right now.
know.
I mean, we really are with the way the onslaught, what did I say? The onslaught, the onset, I don't
Onslaught.
know. Yeah, onslaught, thank you. Um, is hitting everybody. And there's just this low level. This reminds me of something I wanted to bring up earlier that I feel like there's a lot of fear mongers that are doing podcasts and they really terrorize people without giving any hope. And that's just not how I was trained. When I was training as a hypnotherapist, there was something so funny in the training. They said, when you have a client, you always want to give them hope, a
Yes.
little hope. And the college called it a Twinkie. And I just loved that. It's like, give a Twinkie, give a little hope, you know? And I really try to do that.
Yeah.
I have a section called Good Evidence. I have an ebook on it that's on Amazon, but it's really about noticing what lights you up. Could be
Yeah.
the simplest thing. Just, oh, that made me feel good. That was good evidence. And it can be really small, it can be really big. And I try to get people to focus on like anything good happens. So Caroline Kennedy, who is considering a run for Congress, I
Caroline or
not Caroline. What am I? I'm so sorry. Clinton. What am I doing?
Clinton's daughter.
Clinton. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, my brain is going.
Yeah, I can see her face.
Yes. I don't know
Chelsea,
why.
Chelsea Clinton.
Chelsea, thank you so much. Um, this got me very excited.
I think she could win it, but I'm worried about what if her dad is thrown out there in this Epstein thing? Will that affect her?
Well, I wondered about that. Um, she is so different from her parents.
Oh, I know. And
I mean, she's really
she's as
different.
smart as her mom.
She's has so much grace and wisdom. I mean, they raised an exceptional young
Human
woman.
being. Yeah.
I mean, really, she's impressive. I think she can overcome it. I don't know that Bill Clinton ever diddled.
Yeah. Somebody said they named him, one of those gals.
One of those gals named him.
But they didn't say if he was diddling. He said, the ex-president said, he was on the Epstein flight, but he went to Africa and different places.
Hmm.
He didn't go to the island. That's what he's saying. But we'll see.
We'll see. It would be very sad. I really hate to see Hillary go through more heartache like she hasn't gone through enough.
Yes.
You know, I've had a lot of interesting clients show up, and I had this woman show up that worked in hospitality in Washington. She was kind of cute, and she ended up in the White House, and the SS kept him away from her because she said he was just on the make all the time.
Oh, yeah. My friend had a girlfriend that they performed. He worked with a rather large, famous band, and they were supposed to perform. And Clinton chased his girlfriend like a dog.
Yeah, it matches up with this woman told me, you know. Um, I pray for that, but you know what? Anybody who's guilty just has to be accounted for.
Yes.
The whole thing is.
Absolutely.
Now, I had a theory maybe about a year ago. I talked about it with a really smart friend of mine. I think maybe Bill Clinton and Ghislaine had a thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
and I can't prove
Never
it.
picked
So
that up.
for
Yeah.
entertainment purposes only, everybody. It's just something like I saw a picture of them standing on the steps of the plane, and I got the vibe of how really well they knew each other. My friend thinks that they carried on in New York,
Wow.
a place in Harlem, and she had, but we don't know.
Yeah.
I
He
can see
doesn't
that
seem like the type that would be into young girls, but he
he
likes
doesn't.
educated women.
Yeah, and Ghislaine, with her breeding, can really come off as, I can see why she seduced these girls because she has this little Mary Poppins way of talking,
Right.
and she doesn't come off as a monster. So I'm just mentioning it, but I'm always careful to say, I don't know. This is just some left ear stuff. But he wasn't breaking the law if he did that,
Right. Right.
you
And
know.
Jack Kennedy, Caroline's son, President Kennedy's grandson. They're talking maybe he'll run.
Really? The
Yeah.
Schlossberg young
Yes.
man? That would be interesting. He's an interesting guy.
She must be just sick to her stomach about Trump calling the Kennedy Center the Trump Center, and they've got those low lives they want to give honors to. I will never watch that show until they're gone.
Oh, no, no. It would be, I would be incapable.
But
I would be,
you brought something up, and I want to just add to it. When I would read people, there's a lot of depressed people out there. A
a
lot
lot of what people?
depressed.
Yeah, there are.
And I remember talking to some clinically really bad depressed people. And I would tell them, do you know that when I told them, all you got to do is strike that ember? That's all you got to do. So, can you remember anything that brought you joy? And do you know, a lot of times they couldn't think of anything that brought them joy. So, what I would say is, okay, now fantasize. Fantasize about something that would make you just delighted, like having someone over for dinner that you're crazy about, or going to a place that you've always wanted to go. Visualize it for a minute, sit in it, and just stand there and then let it go. Every time you do that, you create joy. So,
And
like, if you think of joyful things in your life, like if you're really feeling funky, visualize, stand in it, be encompassed by it, and then let it go. And you'll notice it gets easier to do, and you'll notice that which is likened to itself is drawn. You create more of the same.
yeah, absolutely. My premise, and this came about when I worked with the in rehab because I took over a group one day and I'd started this book and there were 12 people that were detoxing. They can't think, they don't have no hope. So I read them the definition of the word evidence. I said, so what is good evidence? Um, did anybody have some simple proof that they're getting better? And everybody's hand went up. And I went, oh my God, I'm onto something. So here's what I heard. I slept 7 hours last night.
Wow.
I made amends with my brother. I did 2 laps in the pool. I didn't have a using dream last night. They really got it. And then the next day at lunch, because we had communals, people came up to me and said, I had the best conversation with so and so, and we talked about the good evidence, and it sort of spread. And it was really neat because it doesn't have to be a big thing. I had a stranger touch me in Starbucks, a woman with her daughter, middle-aged woman, and she gave me a really wonderful compliment. I don't want to, I'll get embarrassed if I say it, but it made my day.
Isn't that
That
great?
she stopped, touched my shoulder, and said, I just have to tell you. And I was like, that's amazing. That's good evidence. It lit me up. It made my day.
Yes,
So
that's great.
I've had people hold the door for me, and that's almost like you don't see that a lot anymore.
Yeah, that's
So I
great.
always go out of my way and say thank you. Like
Yeah.
that really, so things actually do happen on the street and people don't notice. So there's things that will light you up, but usually people have something from their childhood that's their best memory. I would do that with clients,
Yeah,
bring up that best, and then we would use it. We would call it their safe place. And it was
awesome.
so I'm just letting everybody know, everybody has most people have a safe place from their childhood, you
Right.
know, and it can be drawn upon. It can be drawn upon. But yeah, when you're in that, I can suffer from depression. I don't like admitting it, but it's there and it runs in my family. It's hard to come up with these uplifting ideas. So, so you're giving people, you're going to fantasy, then just fantasize this
Fantasize about something wonderful.
because it lights up your hormones.
Yeah, it creates that which is likened to itself is drawn. You cannot draw to you what you don't, have there, create. You have to be there, touch it, smell it, and walk away from it.
What's it like when you're working with someone who's really depressed? Is it hard for
It's
you?
very, and you know what's really interesting? Some really clinically depressed people,
Yeah.
and I'm no psychologist. Almost everything you say to try to bring up the light, put light in the room, they cut it down. It's almost like, no, I want to stand here in this misery. This is who I am. So there's nothing you can do for that.
It's really hard. One of the things they taught me was that the subconscious mind likes to stay with what's familiar,
Yeah.
even if it's bad for you.
That's
It-
why some people are drawn to if you were beat bloody when you were young and you marry someone that beats you bloody. It's the same thing. Yeah.
It's familiar and it's a real racket of the brain to do that, to be drawn toward, women who are beaten up and they don't leave because they don't want to go to a shelter because it's not familiar. At least with the guy, they have good 2 weeks together. Then he beats her up and then he apologizes. And then they have another 2 weeks. And that's familiar, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and it's hard to break out of that.
Yeah.
The cycle, you know what's going to happen, you know that the makeup is good. So it's good for people to understand that they want to stay with what's
But
familiar.
like with the way I grew up, and a lot of people I know grew up, especially from, I grew up in the 50s and 60s and 70s. Somebody said, how old were you when you left? They weren't asking me, it was on some show. How old were you when you left home? And I remember thinking, if I could have been gone by 16, I would have. But the law said I had to stay till I was 18. But I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Was that because of your dad? You've
Yeah.
talked about him, so yeah.
He turned out to be a great guy later after he broke his back. But he was pretty vicious. But the main thing is he created an atmosphere of fear and control. You were afraid when he was a fireman, so he's 24 hours on, 24 hours off. You were afraid you'd say something that would tick
Set
him.
him off.
Yeah. But he wasn't a drunk or anything. He didn't come home and drink and show his ass. He, if you jumped over the fence after he told you not to and he caught you, you would get beat the hell up. And it was beyond what a grown man should do with a child. Because
Right.
he'd use his strength. So
Isn't
yeah.
it funny how people have sometimes an epiphany later in life and they change?
He changed, but let me tell you something. Till his dying day, he never admitted or said to us, I wish I hadn't been so hard on you kids. Not once.
Yeah, it
Not
would have been nice. It would have
That
been
would have been
nice.
nice. And I wanted to say, I forgive you, but I didn't. But I'll tell you when I forgave him, it's after he was dead. After he was dead, I let it go. And boy, that was delicious. That felt so good.
It can be
It
done after people
amplified
are
my energy. Yeah.
because it's really carrying a load,
Yeah.
you
But
know.
that fear thing, and I had a lot of trouble with anybody telling me what to do.
Oh, sure.
I didn't like anyone thinking they were in charge of me. The men that I married, usually I was the one in charge
Uh-huh.
because I didn't want nobody tried to take over me. I took over everybody else. I wasn't as sweet as I used to be.
You used to be sweeter? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just was a mean. I could be mean. If you crossed me, I would move heaven and hell to get back. What a waste of energy that was.
That's hard to get out of.
Yeah, listen, cancer saved my life.
Oh, yeah, of
I
course it.
had the awakening and I never looked back. It's almost like I try to tell people who I am now compared to then, and then, oh, come on, Linda. No, I was a mean. I could be delightful too. Because you notice a lot of people in that kind of environment, usually the children are very pleasant. They try to take care.
Right.
And listen, I took care of my parents, to their dying day. My sister and I, we were the good daughters. We did right by our folks.
Well, that's like living with no regrets. You're not one of the, oh, I wish I had done more. I wish I had taken care of
Yeah.
them. And I've lost many, many people in my life. And I try to tell people just make peace if you can, because you don't have an opportunity after
No,
that.
no. And I actually had some really good times with my dad. He was flat in the bed and he couldn't go anywhere, but the nurses would get him up in the chair and stuff. But we would watch shows on his little TV with the DVD and cry and laugh. We were laughing so hard.
You had a lot of fun with him.
My dad had the best sense of humor.
I was going to ask you because you do, and like, where does it come from? Where did it
It's my dad. My sister's funny too. Hers is dryer. She has a dryer. Like one day she showed up at the hospital and she had all these scratch marks on her chest, cat's claws. And we said, Dad, what happened? She said, Kitty didn't want a hug.
And
But
no one could picture that.
people loved hanging out with my dad. Kids in the street said, oh my God, you're so lucky your dad. Because like my sister said, we were the only family whose father, but my dad was 18 when I was born. We were the
Oh,
only,
he was a baby.
we were the only family that father played with all the neighborhood kids. We'd have balloon fights. He'd have fake motorcycles. We'd use our bikes. We'd have contests. He would do all kinds of stuff. And that's, and we were the only family that went on vacations every year.
Really? Were you
Yeah.
living around other indigenous people or no?
No, Portuguese mostly.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's just that we lived with someone, boy, if you did the wrong thing, you would. He put my brother's head through the back of the garage wall one time. So,
It sounds like he was a drinker, but he
but he
was.
wasn't. His dad was.
Oh, okay. So
His
he kind
dad
of
was a
inherited
flaming
that
alcoholic. Yeah.
nature or that temperament. It's really
And
interesting.
my uncle, who was producer, and I loved him dearly, he had an anger towards my dad. And he said, let me tell you something, Linda. When we were young, and if your dad wanted to go somewhere, he was a few years younger than my dad, and I refused to do the dishes, he'd beat me bloody. So he used his physical, but his dad, my grandfather, beat my dad bloody. He hated my dad because that was my grandma's favorite. My dad said he used to sleep with the bed against the door because he was fearing. But see what he did? He turned around and gave it to us. And let me tell you something, my kids, they're not scared of me.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, you know, this is going to sound like I'm minimizing, but I'm not. It just strikes me that everybody has a story.
Oh yeah, I've talked to a lot of people with stories. I've
You know,
met women. I remember reading a woman in an apartment I was living, and I saw her tied to a bed in my psychic eye. She had been, assaulted by her father and her brother and tied to a bed, and then went through something where her apartment caught on fire and her baby was killed. Just terrible things. So, mine was bad, but there's a lot of people out there just had it worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to bring something back. Did you read anything about, the cards about, is this stupid ballroom getting built?
I think it will get built, but I don't see them using it as a ballroom.
Like they're going to
They're
turn
going to get rid of the rose garden. They're going to take up all that cement. That's going to be totally redone. But they might keep that I keep seeing the wood though. I don't see the actual ballroom. So I don't see them tearing it down, but I see them maybe allocating it for an extension of the White House for maybe more rooms or something.
I would think that, well, with Trump, all bets are off, but I would think there aren't there zoning laws and you have to
Oh
get,
no, he can do what he wants.
he
He
can
can,
do whatever he wants. It's just disgusting that he can, that's the people's house, and it's just disgusting. And it's the gaudy gold, bigger than everything.
oh, he's put all that Liberace entertainment in there. It's really ugly. It's all gonna get pulled down.
It's all going to get pulled down. What I was feeling, and I haven't done the runes on it, is that they will start this ballroom and something's going to happen that interrupts it.
Okay. Maybe
And
that's why I just see the skeleton of
that's
it.
what I was thinking. And that's just, I keep coming up with it. I also,
He cut off all, you can't go to the White House right now
I
and do
know,
a tour
I know.
because of that stupid ballroom.
Um, there's so many things, there's so many things.
I
Uh,
wanted to ask you about him sending the guards to Chicago. Is that going to get bad, you think, or?
he said something like 2 days ago that was, oh, that's interesting. He just said very casually, I don't have a date set.
Okay.
He was talking about it and yes, I'm going to do it and I have a date set. And I went, oh, did he just give himself an out? Because you know how he'll do that. And I perked up, I
Because
went,
the Chicago Police Department will not help him.
yeah, they made that
And they're
clear.
having a lot of trouble with the National Guard. In-house trouble going on. People are pissed. Look at them. They're cleaning the streets.
They
They're
must have
like,
been
we
so
didn't join the
angry.
National Guard to clean the streets.
Horrible.
And
I
he
was,
does it so he doesn't have to pay them a certain amount of money. It's like a lot of people are saying, no, we're done with this.
that's, I feel really bad about the armed services having to do silly, silly things. Now he's talking about the Navy wants to give him a parade. Did you hear that?
No.
Thought it was the Navy. I could be wrong.
Well,
They-
that last parade was terrible.
but the fact that he's framing it, they really want to do it to make him feel better. No, the Navy doesn't do that.
Now,
He wants it because there's a phrase, it's not my phrase. I don't know where I picked it up. He's a never-ending suck. He just sucks on everything. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's just he wants more and he wants more and he wants more.
Oh,
And
he was furious at Hedgehog. I'm surprised Hedgehog didn't get fired. He was furious at him.
about the
Last
parade,
parade. But did you see they weren't marching like they cared.
that was their passive aggressive way of doing it, just strolling along and not being,
Yeah, without having to come up on charges, for not listening.
and then Donald fell asleep. There was something else I was struck by. He's got this beautiful granddaughter named Kai. What is she, maybe 19,
Whose
18?
daughter is she?
Uh,
Ivana?
John Jr.
Oh, okay.
Because they were raised by this wife who's really down to earth. John Jr.'s ex-wife,
Yeah.
really down to earth, grounded woman. And so Kai is this lovely young woman, but she's the victim of this family. And she goes out with her grandfather. And I kind of want to go, no, no, get her out of there. But I'm sure the mother, John Jr.'s ex-wife,
Keeps a close eye.
huh?
She keeps a close eye.
Yeah, I'm sure she does. Um, she can't fight that family. She can't say no, Kai can't go play golf with her grandfather. What is she gonna do?
Yeah.
Um, it's there's so many I don't know what to say, tentacles,
Physical. There you go.
you know, of it's like flypaper and they're all connected. And I had another thought people may or may not find interesting. I feel like Melania could get married again.
Oh my goodness, I wonder why she would do that.
Um, maybe another rich guy,
Yeah, could be
you
that.
know, and she's the trophy.
I
And
don't see her living in the United States after he's gone.
yeah, I think that that might happen too. Uh, but I keep thinking, well, in terms of comedy, I was thinking, is she going to start dating Justin Trudeau?
Oh, wouldn't that be something? I don't think he wants anything to
I
do.
don't think he would be interested, but I always remember that kiss when
Oh,
they
she
kissed.
wanted that. She wanted that, but everybody knows where she's from and it's kind of gross.
Like, what has she done? And now they might name something else after her, an opera house. But it's temporary.
Everything they think they're going to change will go right back to where it was before.
It's temporary. I found this, damn, what did I do? I'm mad at myself. Oh, well. Oh, here it is. I don't know where I got this, but I found it last week and I just printed it. It says it's by anonymous. It's not by that Twitter people, but I don't know who said
Oh
it.
yeah, nominous. Okay.
It said, it says things won't always be this way.
Yes.
Leaving Congress, things won't, change is coming. That's the quote. Things won't always be this way. Change is coming. And you say that when
All
you
the time.
lead. You say it all the time. You
And
give
don't forget, I think that's when we got cut off. Because I told my guides, why? Why did he win? And they said, Linda, man has free will. And also, his people need to see who he really is. And they are right now. They're seeing people are losing their businesses, their farms. And so many people are on the news saying, and one woman said, we were in Dakota or something. We've lost our cattle. We've lost this. All our people that worked for us are gone. And I looked at my husband and said, who knew we were voting for our own demise?
Yeah. This what you're talking about, maybe we needed to be reminded how important democracy is.
Right.
Maybe we were taking it for granted. Maybe we were I took the three branches for granted. I was one of those people. Now I'm finding people a lot smarter than I said the same thing. Well, there's three branches. That'll protect us.
That protect, nope.
No, because he treats everything like the mafia.
He's got the DOJ in his pocket.
Yeah. She's going to
Oh,
get
did you
indicted.
hear that Mueller, one
Yeah.
of my favorite people, has Parkinson's?
That explains his last appearance when he was having difficulty. It's
Okay.
very sad.
What a stand-up guy. And
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
heartbroken by what Barr did. Him and
Oh,
his wife used to go out with the bars all the time. And
so
when
they
he
were really
turned
close.
his story around, and he had to go before Congress and explain, no, that's not how it was. So
It never got seen.
no,
What he did, it was hidden. Uh, you have any idea when the thing is going to explode and we're going to get the damning information?
I feel it soon. I can
I
feel
think
that
it's soon.
resistance. I can feel it coming up, but I can't tell you when. Just like people want to know is when's he going to die? You can't do that energetically. The guide said, "Don't be wishing no death on nobody. Just allow this too shall pass." And I was okay. I believe him. Whoa!
What?
Just something snapped. That was weird.
Oh, that's interesting.
That was weird. It could have been the wind blowing. So, but listen, how do people get a hold of you and book? Do you do rune readings?
If they want it. So what I do, I said I got two things. Some people like really want to work on an issue, a problem, something that they can't wrap their brain around, and I offer hypnotherapy. So those sessions are longer. They're like an hour and a half. A lot of intensive talking, and then I gather a lot of information and I record. So when people leave, they have this because the repetition is what helps people change. That's the big
Okay.
thing. It's the repetition. Then I do something that I really enjoy called psychic coaching. And that people can come for like a half an hour if they just have one question, but it's usually an hour. And how it works for me is I have people like tell me a little bit. I don't just like start saying, well, you're gonna tell me a little bit. And then that's when my left ear just kicks in and I start picking up and understanding who the players are and what's going to happen. The last time I did a coaching session for a woman, I was in the bathroom getting ready, and my ear said, she's going to have one question. She's got one thing on her mind. She's trying to make a decision. So when I got on the phone with her, I picked a rune ahead of time. That's always fun. And I got the rune of flow, which is really good.
Oh,
We got the opposite today with pulled it about something else. But so I got on and I think she was in Michigan, I can't remember. And I said, I just want to tell you, I was in the bathroom and it told me that you've got this one decision. And she said, yes.
that's great.
I don't know whether to sell my house and move. So after she told me everything, I went, it's a no-brainer. Sell your house and move. I
Isn't
just
it?
understood the whole picture. And
Wow.
so I'm not a tell psychic. You know how people, what, tell. I engage because when someone engages me, I connect with their energy. And I even can read people that they talk about, like
Yeah.
kind of remote, like, I'll say, is this person a big drinker? Yes, they're a big drinker. I just feel this stuff.
Okay.
Um, and so that's kind of how it works. And there's a lot of it. I get a lot of advice. I can problem solve really well.
Good.
And so I really like doing that. And so if they want the runes, I add the runes to it.
I think the rooms, I used to do them. I think they're a real interesting touch. That's why I'd like to continue in a new few weeks. Let's do this again. I can be on your show if you want
Okay. The
and
runes
do the rooms
fascinate me.
again. Yeah,
The
I'd like
runes,
to know more.
and when I'm asking a question, sometimes, this is a bag full of 25 stones. I'll pick the same rune.
Stone. I know. I found them fascinating. I've been out of touch for a while, but I had a good time.
And they really do provide information. And I've been liking them for many, many years. When I first started, there was a woman, I think she's retired. She was trying to help me, but she said, don't do the runes. People hate the runes. And I said, who hates the runes? Well, she couldn't tell me. I think it was she didn't like the runes, but I
Yeah.
felt really bad about that. And then I had a talk with myself. I said, Carrie, you like this.
Yeah.
At a certain age, do what you like. Do what
I
you
think they're extremely interesting.
And I did study tarot a little bit. I didn't feel like I had a talent for it.
Yeah, you got it. It when it's supposed because of you, I think I have some rooms. I'm going to sit down and look at them.
Play with them a little bit,
I will. I
you
will.
know. Um,
So how do they get a hold of you? They go
well,
to
they can email me at carriesleftear.com. And there's no apostrophe,
Carries.
carriesleftear.com. Or
And
at
I'll have it
Gmail.
down
I'm
below,
sorry,
you
at
guys,
Gmail. That's the email, at Gmail.
at Gmail.
And sometimes people text me and this woman that I hired is reconfiguring something. So I'm going to say the text number so people can, 818-317-3464. And
Okay.
I didn't tell some friends that I started my YouTube because I thought, oh, they're not going to be interested. So I get a call from a friend in North Carolina, and she said, did you start a YouTube channel? And I said, yeah, I did. She goes, well, I have an ear infection. And I started Googling it, and your name came up
Oh my God, that's
because
funny.
my infection is in my left ear. And she goes, and that's how I discovered you. So that was so
That
fun.
is so funny.
But if they go Carrie Freeman, my left ear,
They'll
uh,
find it.
they'll find me. And I do very short free consultations if
Really need it.
they
Yeah.
really need it. Some people really do need the explanation. I'm going
Yeah.
to do one tomorrow. This is somebody that contacted me because of you.
Uh,
And she said, I'd really love a consultation before you get loaded with phone calls.
yeah,
And
you'll get loaded with phone calls. But
that's
listen, do me a favor. Pick a date that we can do this maybe in not the first week because I'm being Laguna Hills, but maybe the second week of October. Give
okay.
a
That's good
date.
too.
Your show?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know.
Okay. Second week. One thing that I'm ashamed about is that I haven't learned to go live. And
I mean, we can do live. I can hook you up with live if you want.
okay, well, we can talk about it because there's a few
Okay.
weeks and we'll do it.
All right.
Um, I hope I hope people got something out of this
Me
today.
too. Well,
And
you're wonderful,
and
Carrie.
you
I'm glad you're
I
doing this
love our
for people.
connection. I love our
I
connection.
think this is great. I think
Yeah.
this is great.
So I'll be in touch with you and
Okay.
I'll send you a little email and let you know how it's going,
Okay. Yeah, please let me
Yeah,
know.
no, absolutely.
I'll never forget I had one woman on, I can't remember who, this years ago. I said, get yourself sorted, get your calendar straight because you're gonna get big. Nah, I'll just have them email me and she got so behind, it took her 3 months to catch up.
Whoa, that would be a nice problem for me because all my money went,
Yeah,
my
well,
cat cost me, I don't know if you know this, but my cat is like a
is the
co-anchor with
cat
me.
still there?
Yeah, but he's in the bedroom because I didn't want him to take focus from you and
Okay,
I,
okay.
because sometimes he'll just take a bath,
Yeah.
and he gets on the desk. I didn't try to make it happen. One day he just jumped on the desk. He's 22 pounds and he just kept coming back and people
He
just
likes it there.
fell in love with him. He likes the sound of my voice. So
Yeah.
when he came ill, he had a lot of fans. People like, how's Petey? Petey, he's gorgeous. And people donated to help
Oh,
with the vet bill. Guys, you're out there, you're watching, you saved our lives. For a single woman who's broke after a terrible accident, $12,000. He got great care. It was a month. It was a month of in and
that's
out.
like with my dogs. It's thousands of dollars to have anything done.
Yeah, we all got to get insurance,
Yeah.
you know. But anyway, all right, we're going to
All
wind it
right,
up.
honey.
I'll send you an
I
email.
gotta go because my son's food
Okay.
is.
Cheers to everybody, and thanks for checking in. And I look forward to hearing from people.
And text me.
I will,
Okay.
absolutely. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.